It's Planeswalkers Part 2. What's up, guys? If you'd like to support our content and pick up this month's amazing proxy rewards, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/itresolves. What is going on, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of Emblem Week. That is right, we are taking on the Planeswalker Challenge. We're trying to create as many emblems as possible, whether it's on our side of the field or our opponent's side of the field. And as we saw in part 1, we did pretty well. We actually got, I believe it was 13 in game 2 from Des Ace, who gave us that first list. Today we've got Modern Uro up on the table, so good luck, my friend. I cannot wait to jump into these games. Very, very quickly, if you don't know what these challenges are, essentially we pose a challenge to our Discord and then basically ask them to create decks with that challenge in mind. Now, each Wednesday, we are actually going to be announcing the next one, but we're going to wait until the end of the video to do it this time, just as a little experiment. We're just going to see how it works. But real excited to jump into this list. If you would like to submit any of them or a deck for any of these challenges, please feel free to do so. You can do that in our Discord as well. But without further ado, let's take a look at the list. All right, guys, here we are, and as I said, Modern Uro is the one who submitted this list. Thank you so much, as well as Death Ace and everybody else that submitted lists for this week. I did want to, really quick, before we jump into this one, J-Boss, I saw your list. I actually have it into Arena, but I noticed some oddities with it. I'll talk about that as we go through, but basically take a peek at things like Cultivate and Fabled Passage. Those are not necessarily good if you have no basic lands in your deck. Not trying to call you out, my friend, just trying to make sure that when you do submit a list, it's going to be, you know, a good list. I don't want to have dead cards in there. I want to give you the best chance possible. So anyway, let's talk Modern Uro's list. It is very, overall, vastly similar to the list that we played on Monday. It has the ramp elements with things like Explore, Cultivate, Roiling Regrowth. However, it also has some different ramping elements, things like Nissa, who we did not see in the first deck. So I'm actually very curious to see how this goes. We also have some things to kind of keep us in the game. Ajani is going to be here to gain us a little bit of life and put some loyalty counters on Planeswalkers. We've got Settle the Score. We've even got the Elderspell, which is a really cool card. It's a little bit narrow, I would say, simply because we do kind of want to destroy opposing Planeswalkers, not our own. Although we could technically destroy our own and it would technically work, but we'll see how that goes. We have Abundant Harvest to kind of get lands and or non-land cards from our deck just as needed. The Gideon of the Trials package is in here again, allowing us to emblem immediately and hopefully keep us from losing the game, which is very, very nice. Mila is, of course, in here as well to give us a little extra advantage. Nissa Vital Force is a really cool one as well that we did not see previously. Very, very strong card. Chandra is in here, of course. Garruk is a new one as well, and that emblem is absolutely ridiculous, so hopefully we can get there with it. And then, of course, 2 Vorinclex here. This is going to give us a lot more loyalty counters on our Planeswalkers and keep the opponents off of theirs, so lots of positive here. I'm really excited to jump into it. Let's go ahead and see how this one does. All right, guys, here we are for game number 1, and this is actually a pretty strong start. I'm going to definitely keep this. We can actually Abundant Harvest turn 1 if we'd like, or we can wait and see how things go, but overall, this is great. We're going to give this a shot. Worth noting, guys, just in case you weren't sure, we are going to send this through 3 games, best of 1, and see how we do. We also have the double Gideon package, which is kind of relevant, to be honest. I'm going to take the chance here. We're going to shoot for getting a land. We do need another white source to hit this Godless Shrine, or to hit the Gideon of the Trials. And that double black does allow us to settle the score at some point as well. So it does give us some positivity here. Gideon of the Trials, if you don't know, is just wicked good in like any given circumstance here. Okay, so this is quite nice. We can go ahead and do this. And what that'll do is allow us to play an extra land. We are going to throw out that Godless Shrine here. And then next turn, we can play that swamp and either settle the score or just throw a Gideon out, potentially. And we can do that, theoretically, with the Interplanar Beacon. So we should be good to go there, which is great. Did not attack. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, so they do have 2 mana left open. I think I will Gideon of the Trials here. This is going to gain us a life, which is obviously very, very good. And we're going to go ahead and blank this Llanowar elf. Not that I expect it to attack, to be honest, but it just gives us some longevity. We can take out something with Settle the Score and then blank something again with the Gideon here. Ooh, very nice. Other option, which we do want to do here very, very soon, and I think now might be the time, is very simply just Emblem. So that is the first emblem, just worth noting, and we can go ahead and settle the score. Worth noting, this is a sorcery. We do have to make sure we do that on our turn, but allow me to pull up my notepad and make sure that we record that we've got one emblem already. So Modern Uro, strong start already. We do have 13 is the goal here. That's a lot of emblems, but I believe in you, my friend. I believe in you. Okay, Vraska's Contempt is going to take out that's perfectly fine. Here, I think the play, they don't seem to have very much. That's all I'm saying. They really don't seem to have very much. I'm gonna take out the Llanowar elf here. This also allows us to draw a card. That might be incorrect. I'd kind of like to start spitting out tokens here, but I think this is just a really solid play. And then here, well, I mean, we just get to do this, I suppose. Let's do this. We'll untap you. We will throw you out. And I will attack him for 5. We'll see how that goes. All right, so let's make sure, again, I just don't want to forget that we did this. Game 1, we have got 1 so far. And I'll go ahead and type in the others as well, just so we've got everything ready to go. Next turn we can Emblem with Nissa. Oh no, they just gave up. Well, what the heck? Well, we only got 1 on that one. We were gonna get a lot more, let me just say. Wow, that really sucks. All right, we'll jump into game 2. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys, here we are for game number 2. Modern Uro, we beat him too quickly. That's the takeaway. This is not a very keepable hand, unfortunately. If we had an Abundant Harvest, I'd feel a little better about it, just because we could at least get a second land guaranteed. But there's really no reason to keep that, in my opinion. Here, this is really not good either, to be brutally honest. This is quite bad. Ugh. Do we go down to 5? We just can't play these. Like, there is no way we can play these. We're gonna try it. Oh, actually, okay, this is worth it. So I will happily keep this. We probably put Ajani back, at least for now. But this isn't bad, actually, because we can explore and then we can cultivate. We can make sure that we hit our land drops, so that feels okay. I think we'll be all right. And an Interplanar Beacon, which also helps. So I'm into it. Honestly, if we just draw like a shock land, that's probably the best possible thing. Unfortunately, we didn't, but let's go ahead and do this. This is going to allow us to get that planar, the beacon down here. And that guarantees us Cultivate next turn, which does mean that Nissa will be guaranteed the turn after. So that's actually pretty good. I'm feeling all right about this. We do have a long way to go, of course. We are down on resources, and it looks like this is probably going to be a control list, which is scary. Very, very scary. But we'll do the best we can. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. We'll pull out 2 lands. We do need a white land at minimum. And probably, it might just be 2 white lands so we can get Mila down. Or just a second green. We do need, we'll go second green. We'll do that. I'm also going to play out the Blood Crypt here. And now we could actually just get Vorinclex down, honestly. Like, that's not bad. This forest guarantees us the Vorinclex, which is why I went that route. The white's important because obviously we are going to need it. But eventually, I mean, we also have Luca here. Like, we could kind of do a lot. We've got all the options. I just hope they don't have, like, Thoughtseizes, things like that. That's a little scary. But we'll see. We will see. Hopefully they just throw that into their hand. They did. Okay. That's helpful. All right. This is going to be an interesting one because chances are they're going to be able to kill this, but I'm going for the Vorinclex here, guys. We're trying it. I'm going to get this out. We get the Beacon next turn, which is going to give us a Nissa, which obviously we've already got, but this is going to gain us a little extra life, and then we can untap a land and perhaps play Mila. And if this Vorinclex survives, we are in amazing shape. Wow. Okay, it does survive. That is hilarious. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Wow. Okay, so we're definitely just going ahead and embleming. Submit 5. Enters tapped, enters tapped, enters tapped, enters tapped. They all enter tapped. Let's see. Do we attack is the question. And I think the answer is no. I truthfully don't want to lose Vorinclex because Vorinclex is just so good with all of our planeswalkers. I mean, there's just no way we don't want to do that. Interesting. Okay, they are going to Deputy of Detention here, though. That gets rid of the Vorinclex, which is a little sad. On the plus side, we did a good bit of deck thinning. And we do have Settle the Score, which is going to take this out and give us a good little play here. Oh, we don't have Settle the Score yet. Pardon me. Let's see. What do we have? So, you discard card, you draw a card. Ugh. We really needed double black, didn't we? Okay, so worth noting, I should put down, we do have 1 here, so let's go ahead and mark that down. And we don't have a better play than this. We're gonna have to discard the Elderspell. There's Nissa. Now that's not bad. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's get the mountain, since we don't particularly need it. And I think we leave it up. It's indestructible, so like this is just a killer blocker for us, and it allows us to kind of take out whatever they've got here. Now they could have another Deputy of Detention that triggers twice, and that is very scary. Okay, so they are going to be able to do this. Interesting. Okay. Well, we do get these back, and that still is only going to trigger twice. They just didn't bounce anything, did they? No. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't think they realize, and maybe I'm the silly one, but yeah, we don't die. So, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. All right. So, let's see. We definitely want to play this. I think we're gonna have to discard Settle. Draw a card. Wow, ironic. That's really ironic. Can I undo? No. Okay, that's okay. Let's do this because we do kind of want to get this going again. Let's play this. Gain a couple life. And we are gonna go ahead and, well, actually, no, I think what we need to do is prevent the damage from Yorion here. As much as I do want to Emblem, don't get me wrong, I think that that's the right play just because it means we don't lose any of our Planeswalkers that are about to ultimate. And I think that that's better. This is a really sweet deck, by the way. If you don't know what this deck is, it's basically, this Garruk allows ETB effects to trigger twice. And so essentially what that means is all of these creatures have like really solid ETB effects. That's why Deputy got to hit 2 things. All of it's very good, but I think we've just got a better game plan right now. Modern Uro, your deck is actually just like kind of sick. Like, not gonna lie, it's pretty sick. I like it. This does no damage, so that doesn't matter. There's an Elderspell. Again, I'm gonna discard the Elderspell. We really don't need it, truth be told. Let's Emblem, that's gonna be 2. Let's Abundant Harvest. I think we want a non-land. I think we do. I think we want a non-land. Okay, there's a Roiling Regrowth. That's actually not bad, though, because we can sacrifice some Stiff and get 2 lands. Now, what this does, I believe, yeah, is trigger this, so we get to draw 2 cards here. Unfortunately, not really the best stuff, but okay, we do get to draw another. That's good. There's a Nissa. I do like a Nissa. Get that out there. We'll get 3/1/1 counters on you. just because. And I think we are going to blank this again. Now, we could destroy some Planeswalkers just to do some stuff, but we're not. I'm also not going to attack because I do have a 4/4. But this does allow us to... I mean, they can really only attack with Yasharn, and that's not very good, given that we have an indestructible land, so I think we're good. I like this. Okay. This doesn't work, though. So this actually doesn't destroy anything, so that's kind of helpful. We just get a free block here. Yeah. Pretty straightforward so far. They do get to sacrifice this, I believe. Yeah, and they can get a creature out. Again, very cool list. Very, very sweet list, but I don't think it's gonna work here. Oh, they do have Deputy. Pardon me. They do have Deputy, so they do get to do some stuff, but it looks like they're just gonna take Gideon. That's not that great, to be brutally honest. All right, so let's do things in the theoretical correct order. We are gonna Emblem here. It's gonna give us 3. We are then going to do... We'll just do this. That's fine. Unfortunately, that's not technically a creature, so just to be clear. We'll do this. Make you a thing. Target permanent cards. So what permanent cards do we have in our graveyard, just out of curiosity? Absolutely none. Fair enough. Okay, so these can just freely attack in. And I guess this technically can, because it's not going to be able to block Yorion anyway. We might as well start kind of getting in some damage here. Perfect. I'll go ahead and end the turn. Also, I just lost audio. I don't know if you guys still have audio, but I do not. That's kind of funny. They get to take one of these. That's fine. Doesn't really matter. Interesting that we lost audio. I wonder why. I hope you guys didn't. It doesn't look like there's any coming through, though, in Streamlabs either, so maybe that's just not the thing. Anyway, all right, so what can we do? They can exile our graveyard next turn, which is fine. It doesn't really matter. Truth be told, at this point, like, I think there's very little they can do. They can kill one of our Planeswalkers, but we just have so many indestructible threats at this point that, like, we just have to do 10 damage, and if they attack in, we're in really good shape. If they don't attack in, they're gonna have to block with something. So I think we're just kind of okay here. They're gonna attack. Interesting. I wonder why that one. I wonder why not the other two. That's kind of curious. I would have thought you would have attacked the other two. No, it looks like desktop sound is coming through for you guys. Anyway. Ooh, excuse me. A couple things to note. One, I do apologize. This video is going to be slightly late. Excuse me. Unfortunately, again, I got behind because of the bachelor party this weekend, so I was kind of out of it for a little while. I'm recording day of instead of day in advance, basically, at this point, so kind of sucks because I wish I had gotten this up earlier, but I am going to try and kind of double up one day this week and get back on my normal schedule, so that way I can make sure that, you know, we're releasing early in the morning so you guys can get it at any time that you would like. Interesting. They're going to Yorion. Very interesting. So they do get to make some stuff happen here, I believe. Okay, maybe not that great. All right, so what do we want to do? So we can really force the issue here if we'd like, which I think we should. Okay, audio just came back and I don't know why. That's so strange. All right, so let's do this. We'll put it on you. Let's do this. We'll put it on just you. Let's throw this one out here. This is going to gain us some life, but crucially, it's also going to allow us to double activate and get another 5/5, which is just really solid. I guess we can play this first and see what happens. Oh, okay. Well, should have done that first, but that's okay. We'll throw that out there. Wow, we can do so much right now. Let's, I guess, take out Deputy. so we can get Gideon back. That will also prevent all damage that, well, what do we want to do? Okay, I just did the wrong thing, but that's okay. All right, and we won. So we got to 3 emblems in that game, but wow, what a time. Okay, we'll jump into game 3. We'll see how this goes. Also, we ranked up. Heck yeah, Modern Uro. I appreciate you. All right, guys, here we are for our 3rd and final game with Modern Uro's list, and this is an interesting one. These cards are not great in our hand, but we do have the Explore to draw. I'm gonna give it a shot here. This is not necessarily a very great hand, in my opinion. These 3 cards are essentially dead, but we're gonna give it a shot. We got this. We got this. We got this. Modern Uro, I really appreciate your deck building skills, my friend. This is a sweet one. Not only is it just a good deck, although I think these Elder Spells are a bit ambitious. I think it's just sweet. Like, this is just a fun one. Another Elderspell. Okay, well, we do get to explore here. Hopefully it's a land. Yes. Okay, and a swamp. That's actually really good because that just means that if we get another swamp, we've got Settle the Score and or these Elderspells at some point. Would really love to get... okay, well, I mean, it's a land. We do need it, so let's go for it, but it's not great. Hopefully we can get something off the top here. An Ajani would be kind of interesting. I mean, it would technically work. Okay, Elderspell is live, everybody. Elderspell is live. This is potentially, I think, the first time that the opponent has had a Planeswalker. But that's okay. Also worth noting, this exiles, so that gets around this. Oh no. Modern Uro, it's happening. Oh no. Oh no. We're not dead. Don't worry, we are not dead. If we draw a black source, we can end it. If we draw... That might be it. Because we can exile. I mean, we can settle the score on this and just get rid of the only threat that they have. So we could blank for a turn and then get into a good position. Oh, no. All right, well, here we go. Oh, there's that black source that we needed. Okay, so we do this. We kill Boss Riquette. So that way that's done. And now, yeah, so this is going to go up to 7. We just have to hope they don't have another Aspirant, I guess. Is that correct? And then somehow not die. I think we're just dead, but they're gonna spread the damage. Okay, I mean, that makes sense. That's smart. We're gonna get to 6, so now they've got 3 lethal threats, which is really good. And we're just dead. Oh no. Oh, Modern Uro, what an unhappy ending to what was a really, really sick deck. Like, this was a good one. I'm gonna let them take us out. I still think this is a really cool deck. This is also not a deck I felt like we should lose to. Like, I think, truthfully, the fact that we just had such a bad draw was all that amounted to, so that's okay. Let's go ahead and jump into the summary and announce next week's challenge. All right, so Modern Uro, to recap very, very quickly. In game 1, we only got 1 emblem. In game 2, we got 3. And in game 3, we got 0, unfortunately. But you know what? This was a really solid deck. Death's Ace is still at the top, but my goodness, what a fun one. I really enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed just playing this deck. I would play this normally just for fun without the challenge kind of side of it. So thank you very much for being a part of this. I really do appreciate it, my friend. Guys, let's announce the challenge for next week. This is going to be in the historic format still. Best of 1, of course, 3 games, but we're going to see who can create the biggest creature. That is it, the biggest creature. And I believe, and let me double check, yes, Death's Ace is actually the one that gave us this challenge idea. So thank you, Death's Ace, for that challenge. The idea is to create the biggest creature possible. It doesn't have to be our creature, and it can be in any way that you see fit. It could be a million counters. It could be temporary. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to last until the end of the game, just until the end of the turn, so you can do whatever you want. Good luck, everybody. Thank you guys so much for taking part in these challenges. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot, and it's such a fun time. So thank you guys so much. Congratulations, Des Ace. You're still in the lead, my friend. We'll see how things go on Friday.